DorseyDons.org. Our webpage is very interactive. You can learn about the parent portal, the magnets. It's a wonderful space to go to. Also, we have on our parent center site, we have different websites for you to visit, like Local District West, lausd.net, and also Local District West, lausd.net, and also the parent LAUSD parent and community branches. There's always a lot of information. So please go visit it and have fun with our website, DorseyDons.org. So without further ado, we're going to introduce Mrs. Bouchard. She is our Title I coordinator, and she has a Title I presentation for you this morning. Ms. Bouchard.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Jessica Broussard. I'm the Title I coordinator, in addition to the EL coordinator for Dorsey High School. I'm going to be presenting on the annual Title I meeting. We'll talk about what Title I is, how we spend our funds, and how we decide to spend those funds. Here's a quick look at the agenda. So after my piece, Ms. Carter, our A through G counselor, will discuss credit recovery. You will also hear from our fearless leader, Dr. Sean Gaston, and then Ms. Krimu and Ms. Perez will come back and talk to you a little bit about what they do as well. All right, so the purpose of my presentation today is to talk to parents and family members about the Title I program and some of the requirements. So the whole entire purpose of Title I is really to create this fair, equitable, and high quality education to close the achievement gap for our students at Dorsey. What is Title I? Most people are talking about what we call the supplemental funds when we discuss Title I. And so these are the funds that really help to meet those educational needs of low achieving students that also are in high poverty schools. In terms of LAUSD, you're going to need to have a poverty ranking of 45% at the school site in order to qualify for Title I. So what are supplemental funds? So the school and the district, we receive funding from the state. And then we also receive funding for English learners and children with disabilities. And so when we say supplemental, what we're talking about is additional funds from these. So we're talking about an entire additional pot of money, not including the state funds and not including EL or children with disabilities funds. Dorsey is considered a school-wide program. And so what that means is that this Title I supplemental funds, we can spend those funds to benefit all students on our campus, not just students who are living in poverty, not just students who are have low educational assessment scores. So we're talking about our funds can go to the entire school campus to help all students. So in order to decide how we spend those funds, we need to create what's called a school site council. And the school site council develops a few important documents in addition to deciding how we spend the money. This year's school site council includes these members over here. So Miss Kimberly Gaines, who we're so lucky to have back as our chairperson for a second year in a row. We're also really proud of our student leaders this year. So we have 3 students as our vice chairperson, our secretary, and our parliamentarian. And let me tell you, our secretary took the most beautiful notes. I'm so proud of our student leaders on our campus. They expressed their opinions last meeting in such a wonderful way and gave us such a great insight into our student body. We also have 2 parents that are our voting members. So we have Alberta Moore, Nina Dillard, and then our teachers. So the teachers include Mr. Bylock, Ms. Contreras, Ms. Fox, Ms. Sims, and Ms. Hoperachi. So part of the school site council is developing what we call the school plan for student achievement. Um, excuse me. And really what this is creating goals, looking at data, deciding if our interventions are working, recreating goals, and going through this cycle of improvement. We create the SPSA, we revise the SPSA every single year, constantly looking at data, deciding what's working, what's not, where do we need the help, how should we spend that money. So last year, the school site council spent the money in this way. So we bought an extra counselor for Dorsey. We bought an extra teacher. This teacher is working within the English department. We also put some money aside for teacher release hours. This allows teachers to attend professional development. We also bought an IT support position, which came in very handy at the end of last year. We also have one of our community reps who we love and adore, Ms. Perez and Ms. Karimu. So they are here 4 hours, 5 days a week. So that's coming out of the Title I funds. And then lastly, a little bit of money into that supplemental instructional materials. So in addition to creating the SPSA, the school site council, the members also create the parent and family engagement policy. Now, the district has a policy as a whole. You've probably seen these handbooks come home in the past. And then at the site level, we have our own individual family and parent engagement policy. And so the school site council develops this. We're looking at, how do we engage the parents? How do we engage the family members to ensure this equitable education for our students? So one thing we definitely want to make sure that you know is that you do have the right to request information about the qualifications of both the teachers and the paraprofessionals that your students are working with. And so if you have any questions about that, you want to reach out to Dr. Gaston or myself, Ms. Broussard. Another piece of information we want to make sure we talk about is the state accountability system. So the state of California has this new system. They're ranking schools with different colors, and according to different ways. So if you'd like, you can go look at this system, and it will give you a really good idea of where does Dorsey fall within attendance and academic achievement on test scores, reclassification of English learners. It's a really great snapshot of all of the schools within California. And last but not least, if you need anything, any resources, any questions about Title I, we are here to help answer any questions that you might have. You can always contact Dr. Gaston or myself, the Title I coordinator, Ms. Broussard. All right, so next up on our agenda is Ms. Carter, and she'll be discussing the credit recovery.
Good morning and happy Saturday, everyone. Thank you for attending our parent meeting. Ms. Broussard, can you advance the slide for me? Thank you. So my name is Ms. Carter. I'm the A through G counselor here at Dorsey. Dorsey High School has 2 A through G counselors, and the other one is Miss Alexis Flanoro. I asked if I could be a part of the meeting today to let parents know that we're having a credit recovery program, and the program does start on Monday. We have been advertising. We have students filling out the registration form, but the parent orientation is today after this meeting at 11:30. So let me just give you just a quick information about credit recovery. So credit recovery is an opportunity for students to make up a class or classes that a student failed in the past, or to retake a class for a grade of C or better. So some students earned a D in a class and they'd like to make it up to try and earn a C grade or better. Credit recovery will be offered on Mondays and Wednesdays after school from 2:30 to 4:30, and Saturdays 8:30 to 12:30. And it's all virtual. Classes are taught by Dorsey High School teachers. Students can earn 5 credits once they complete a course. And if a student has enough time, they can take 2 courses, which will give them a total of 10 credits. Our attendance is enforced because they have to do the work to get the credits. And like I said, classes are taught virtually, and the classes will start Monday. We have to have a certain amount of hours for students to earn the 5 credits. So we will start this Monday at 2:30, and the last day of credit recovery is Saturday, December 19th. Our counselors have been emailing their students who failed a course or courses the registration link, and we have over 40 students who have enrolled for our credit recovery. Next. So for the credit recovery, we need parents and students to attend the informational orientation, again, which is right after this meeting at 11:30 today. It's approximately 30 minutes, depending on questions. So the webinar link is located on the school website, and you would just scroll down to the credit recovery student parent orientation. Again, my name is Ms. Carter. This is my contact information. Our academic counselors are Ms. Brown. She is the counselor for the magnet program. Mr. Marshall has 12th grade and the college counselor, and Ms. Wilson has 9th through 12th. And of course, Mr. Malta, our assistant principal, is in charge of credit recovery. And those are all our email addresses. So if anyone has any questions, please email us. And if your child is attending, please attend our webinar today at 11:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carter, for that wonderful information. And parents, please, please, if your child needs credit recovery, please bring them to the school. Please bring them to the classes. We really need them to participate in those classes. And now Ms. Paredes is going to introduce Dr. Gaston.
Thank you very much. But one thing I want to say to Ms. Carter, maybe we should call some of the parents, especially of those students that they need to be in the recovery. Give them a call and let them know what's happening, because sometimes if they are not connected and the student don't say anything, they don't know it. Thank you.
Yes, we will. Thank you, Ms. Paredes.
And right now, they give me the privilege of presenting Dr. Gaston, our principal. And here it is. Dr. Gaston, it's all yours.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is so strange. I'm glad to be back, and it's like I see no one. And I love coming to the parent meetings. I love talking and sharing information with the parents. And I'm looking at a camera and I'm looking at a screen. So it's very interesting. But thank you for the warm welcome. I took a brief leave of absence, and at the end of that leave of absence, I came back to wonderful Dorsey High School, and 1,153 emails and a lot of requests for meetings. And it's been a challenge, but I'm up for the challenge, and it's great to be back. Right now, I want to give you some information, or begin sharing some information and catch you up about the state of the school. But let me introduce some of my team members and acknowledge my team members. So those that are here will say hi for a moment, and I'm going to acknowledge the team. So starting with Assistant Principal, Mr. Malta.
Hi. How's everybody doing on a Saturday morning? Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. And I have Assistant Principal, Miss Oni.
Good morning. It's great to see everyone. I see a lot of familiar names when I look in the participants list. So good morning, and thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you. And our Assistant Principal, Miss Tally.
Good morning, buenos dias. I am Aura Tallin. I am the Assistant Principal for Counseling Services. Thank you very much for being here, and welcome.
Thank you. And just to acknowledge, you've already known Miss Karimu and Miss Paredes. Miss Lucky is our school administrative assistant. And let's go to the next page. Just so you know who our instructional staff is on board, you've already met Miss Broussard. We have three wonderful counselors, Miss Wilson, Miss Brown, and Mr. Marshall. You've met Miss Carter today. Miss Morris is our Pupil Services and Attendance Counselor. Miss Panchal, we're lucky to continue to have our Psychiatric Social Worker, better known as PSW. And then Miss Worster is our licensed social worker, and she does the specialized student services. Also to acknowledge our deans, Miss Newbill and Dr. Mendeville, our librarian and our parent portal access guru. You're going to hear that a lot today. You've already heard it. You'll hear it some more. Mr. Bylock and Miss Jackson Boykins, our wonderful magnet coordinator. Next slide. Okay. I want to give you some district information, but I'm also going to direct you to the district's website and to our website for information and updates. So right now, you know, we are still in the COVID-19 and the district, we're doing the virtual learning and the distance learning. And you've just heard, probably if you check the news or check the update from the superintendent, that we're beginning to test everyone before they come back onto campus. We want to make sure everyone is tested so we can make sure that our staff, our employees, our students, our parents, everyone returns to a safe environment. We want to make sure that when it is time to return, according to the health professionals, when it is time to return, we want to make sure everyone returns safe and healthy, and everyone is asked to get a COVID-19 test. And we, of course, we want to know that that test comes back negative. But before everyone returns to campus, please, there's some slides on our website, and there's some slides on the lausd.net that you can get more information for the district COVID-19. It is free to all staff, all students, and families that want to come in and sign up. So once again, go to lausd.net website for the information, and also go to our website, www.dorseydons.org, for more information. Also, with Dorsey's request for information, we're always going to refer you as our one-stop, and I'll get to more resources in the next slide, but we're always going to refer you to the one-stop shop. Because you can't come in as much, we're going to try to put as much information and resources as possible on our website. So if you have any questions, check that website first. And then if you can't get an appointment or address or whatever, then you're welcome to call. As a last resort, we're going to ask that you actually come in. And if you come in, please bring your face mask or whatever personal protection equipment that you might have. Also on our website is our distance learning calendar, just to remind you it's a week, so you can see the classes that our office are limited. Our office hours are limited. Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. We have minimal staff because of COVID-19. Our staff is very limited, so we can't stretch and be open from 6 in the morning until almost 6 at night, like we are sometimes. So please understand that we have limited hours. Some people are working from home, and if someone's working from home and somebody else calls in sick, and that reduces our staff even more. So again, use the parent portal to gain as much access to information as possible. You can also have access to student grades. I have 3 children in LA Unified. They're in elementary school, 9, 10, 11 years old. And when I want to know if their assignments are turned in, I go right to Schoology and I check. And some of their teachers use Google Classroom, and I check. And if there's something, and it's real easy because the things that are turned in are grayed out. It's a gray color. Things that are not turned in are still highlighted with the blue color. So I can just do a quick scan just to check and see if those that weren't submitted, I can inquire further. And even those things that were submitted, in case I think somebody's playing me, I can go and click to take a look at the assignment that was submitted and still review it myself. And there's also a button and an opportunity to withdraw that assignment, redo it, and resubmit it. unless the teacher blocks that opportunity off, there's always the opportunity to resubmit it. So once again, I can't stress how important it is to use the parent portal, to use our website to get information for students. And there is a link to the parent portal on our website. So you don't have to guess and ask, how do I get in? You can go to and you can have access to the parent portal with one link. Additional Dorsey resources. Use the website or the Schoology platform to communicate with teachers. We want to remind you that our teachers, they're the first stop. I can't walk to a teacher's classroom and find out, hey, deliver a message to a teacher or a student or something like that. That is all done virtually. So you can communicate by our website, and you can communicate also through Schoology to the teachers directly if you have any questions. Our teachers are our first point of communication for any questions, concerns, or thoughts that you might have about academic instruction and achievement. Also, you can connect with our counselors. Our counselors can answer questions about grades or classes or what a student need to take. And they have their counseling hours posted on our website, and they're accessible when you may not be able to reach a teacher directly because the teacher's teaching or Zooming. You can also visit our counselors during their office hours. We want you to get used to going to www.dorseydons.org, and I'm going to say that over and over again because that's where we want you to go to fulfill some of your requests or most of your requests. So make your technology requests by a click of a link on our website. You can get tutoring information, and there's lots of tutoring space available. So please go to our website to access information and services. Dorsey at a glance. If you're new to Dorsey, or if you're one of our newer parents to Dorsey, just to give you an idea of where we are as a school and what we do. So we have the Dorsey Senior High School, which is the community school that consists of the digital, film, and technical arts or theater arts, and we kind of bounce back between those two because in this case they can be interchangeable because theater is now technology. We also have the business and culinary arts management. And for the magnet schools, we have 3 magnet schools. Last year we had 2, and we officially opened up our 3rd magnet school. So we have science, technology, engineering, and math. We have the newly reformed sports medicine and law. So our sports medicine program and our law magnet combined. And then we have our brand new firefighter EMS magnet that is supported by the LA County and LA City fire departments. Dorsey at a glance. I'm proud to announce and happy to announce our graduation rate last year was 85%. If you look on the screen, and let's give that a hand. Yay! I hear my staff clapping, thank you. If you look at our screen, 2019, our graduation percentage was 73%. So we jumped up 12%. That's a phenomenal feat. And we want to be able to recreate some of those conditions that we know worked to help achieve that percentage rate. But we cannot do that in this virtual situation without your support and your participation. So that's why I'm going to give you some more information about Dorsey where you can see how you can fit in and how you can help improve our rate and improve our statistics. And it says my internet connection is a little bit unstable, so I want somebody to jump in if I pop off on this internet. Our enrollment, you see our enrollment, our total enrollment, you can see 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th. Our total enrollment is about 849 students, 42% females, 57% males. We got a very large increase or bump in our enrollment in 9th grade. We were expecting just under 100. And as you can see, we have just about 200 ninth graders, give or take. So we're really proud to say that we were able to keep our staff. We were able to add additional staff to service our students. Adding staff and adding students also means more resources. So it's important that the work that we do and our increase in our graduation rate, it's important that it gets out. Again, you see the link for the parent portal access. Let me go to the attendance. If you take a look at our attendance, I'm gonna go right to where it says 7 absences or less the entire year. That is the norm to continue our 96% expectation. It is expected that students attend for the school year at least 90%, 96% of the time. Anything above 7 absences in one school year decreases that and lowers that. And parents in high school, you might know by now that the resources and funding that the schools receive is based on average daily attendance. So when we miss more than 7 days, it takes away and it draws a large chunk of funding and resources from the school and from the district. So that 7 is not an arbitrary number. It is a number where the schools can be sustained and provided the funding to actually work. So we want to make sure that if you have 100% attendance, great. If your child has 100% attendance, great. But we know there are times that require students to be absent and families to be absent. So we try to inform you ahead of time to please limit the absences as much as possible to no more than 7. Our schools deserve to be funded. Nothing against the politics of what's happening, but we should be fully funded by our attendance and by showing up the class. And it's okay to go out and ask for additional funding, but this is what we can do in-house. We can send our school kids to school, make sure that they're logged in so we can get credit for that attendance. For our Zoom, our virtual learning, students must attend classroom Zoom sessions and complete assignments to receive credit. Attendance will and does have an impact on student grades. I'm going to pause a second before we go to the next slide and see if there are any questions or if any of my staff want to fill in a couple of points.
I just wanted to clarify, do we have anyone who does not speak English or that needs translation? Because even though the translation is very good, there were a couple of times in which I was reading and said, oh my God, that's not what he said. So just feel okay writing, pueden escribir en el chat. Si no les quedó muy claro, pueden por favor pedir aclaración. Thank you, Dr. Gaston.
Thank you. With that, let's go to the next slide. I want to share with you the programs and systems of support that we have on campus. Dorsey has a lot of resources. That's why it's so important for our children to come to school every day so we can continue offering the high quality support and resources every day, every year to our students. You just had a wonderful presentation about credit recovery, an opportunity for students to make up credits. We know things happen and students may not do well in the class, but this is an opportunity for students to recover that as opposed to saying all is lost. Well, all is not lost. This is an opportunity to make up that particular grade and move forward and prepare ourselves for college and career. We have what's called an SSPT or student support team, which a student can be referred to the SSPT for additional support, where a group of people will get together and discuss the student and discuss the needs and make recommendations. Mm-hmm. We also have the PSA counselor, Ms. Morris, who works directly with attendance and solving attendance issues, attendance items. We have, I won't say it's so new because we've been into this just over a year now, the HEAT initiative. The HEAT initiative is a formation and coalition of ideas and a group of schools coming together to address the specific needs of African-American students and strategies and academic achievement. The test scores were reviewed for several years, and African-American students had not done well. And this is just one of the major responses by our board member, sponsored by our, and kicked off by our board member, George McKenna, Dr. George McKenna, to address that particular deficiency and provide the needed support for a subgroup of students that were found to be struggling in the test scores. We have our school-wide positive behavior support and intervention. Similarly, a group of people coming together to discuss the behavior and support and intervention needs. A homeless education office. I won't say you would be surprised. I will just say the need is there, and we do actually provide services. And I'm glad to say that we are able to provide services for families and students in need when they are dealing with transitory housing and homelessness. Your counselors, they will give you an IGP or individual growth plan, which means they meet with each student to discuss their goals, to discuss their progress towards graduation, because the goal is to get a high school diploma. Also, we have our school program. They provide tutoring. If your child is struggling, you should be signing up for the after-school tutoring, and you can find that information on our website. They are looking for people. The 10-week grades were just sent in, I believe, on Friday, and the district will be sending out the 10-week grades and mailing them out to the homes. If you find a grade, and I've already seen them, if you find a grade that you think is not what it should be and not up to par, you should be getting in contact with the CYFC for tutoring. There's other types of tutoring that we're going to be offering, so please look out for the virtual tutoring from CYFC and from Dorsey. And if we're able to do one-to-one tutoring, we'll announce that. But please take advantage of it, because again, I've seen the 10-week grades. There are a number of students that could take advantage of the virtual tutoring. We also have foster youth group counseling, and we have the Miss Worcester is our special services counselor, and she meets with one of the groups she meets with is our foster youth, and she provides services and support for our foster youth population. We have an engineering mentoring program. We have teen court. We have our career and technical pathways, which you've heard about through the different pathways when I introduced what we do at Dorsey. The magnet pathways, we have lots of college access programs. I didn't even put them all on here, but we have multiple programs for college access, so that by the time your child gets a high school diploma from Dorsey, if that child wants to go to college, they should be able to go. These programs that we have on campus assist and help your child to get to college. Every way from providing counseling, they talk to teachers on behalf of the kid. If the kid does not feel like or they're able to talk to a teacher, they'll go in and advocate and talk to a teacher. They provide tutoring, they provide internships, they provide so many things. And one of the things that I know they do that we also do as a staff is they will sit down one-on-one and help each child apply to a college or university. So the child does not feel like they have to do it in isolation or alone and realize that, oh, this is so overwhelming, I can't do this. All of our programs will sit down with you and help you fill it out one-on-one. So I will definitely recognize the Brotherhood Crusade, the TRIO College Access Program, the UCLA Collaborative College Access, LA's Promise, and one of our newest partners, TAC. I'm going to just say a little bit about grade right now. They want 9th graders. They want 30. I think we can get 60 in there. College Track will work with your kid from ninth grade through college graduation. And they're offering a 10-year commitment, a 10-year personalized commitment to see your child through. So this is very important to ninth grade parents. I sent a letter out this week to ninth grade parents, inviting them that if they think their kid could benefit from participating in college track and they know that their kid is on a college trajectory, they should be a part of this program. They will make amends if you're playing sports or you have other activities. They'll work around those schedules as much as they can, but they provide tutoring and A to Z college access, and they do it post high school. So from now through college graduation, you can't find a program and programs that are more or better than what we offer here at Dorsey High School. So we offer high quality, committed programs to ensure at graduation time, your child, if they decide, and we want them to decide, but if they decide to go to college, they can go to college through Dorsey High School. Next slide. Additional programs and systems of support, just so you can know. We've had summer school. We've been a host for summer school for the last few years. We provide a Winter Plus and Spring Plus program, which is a credit recovery program. So you'll hear more information. You just heard the credit recovery. You'll hear more information. A lot of that is due to funding. As we get funding, we can build a program, but we can't build a program without having the funding in place to support it. We do everything we can to communicate with you parents. Our communications for some of you might be way too much, and I still get complaints that maybe is not enough sometimes, but we communicate. We communicate via email, we communicate via phone calls, letters home, text messages. We also do everything we can with social media, our website, which again, I keep referring to, www.dorseydons.org. Continue to refer to that website, Instagram, Twitter, and again, our Schoology platform, where you can have instant access to the teachers and your child's progress.
Dr. Gaston.
Yes.
Just wanted to add the program that we got in yesterday for FAFSA workshops for seniors, which is a very great program, which will teach students, the counselors will work with the students and explain to them how to apply for FAFSA, which is the financial aid.
Thank you for that. As I said, that one just came in yesterday. And there's things that I get access to or I get a link to, I immediately forward it to the counselor. Sometimes I forward so much, Ms. Tally, I don't even put you on. I just send it to the counselors. But a lot of access to programs and seminars and empowerment for students and college access for students. The universities email us directly, and they'll email the principals directly, and I will forward it to the counselors. So the counselors, when I said please reach out to the counselors, they are an access point to the school. They're also an access point to the teachers. They're also an access point to the colleges and the universities. So I think in the last 3 weeks that I've been back, I've sent maybe about 7 different universities who are having webinars and virtual trainings. I've sent those links to the teachers, and I've seen to the counselors, and I've seen our counselors again repost that onto the Schoology. And so just know that we get so many programs that I just can't keep it all to myself or put it all in one place. I have to share it, and then they are able to send it out and get it to the teachers and get it to the students. So please know we do our best to communicate with you for the things that we think you need or feel important. Let me share a couple of concerns with you especially in this virtual climate, that I want every parent to know about and be on guard on. We talked about we're on distance learning. we need students to not just show up, which is important. We want them to show up and attend and sign on. We also need them to stay on that Zoom the entire Zoom period, not log on, hey, the teacher took roll, and then they log off. Students should actually be actively engaged in the virtual class. I have visited several classrooms in my last 3 weeks here, and I've ranged from the teacher asking a question, dead silence. The teacher asking someone to put something in the chat is blank. We actually need students to engage in the class because we can't do classroom management the way we normally do. We can't walk by and help a student individually one-on-one, come to the desk and show them how to do it. We actually need students to participate and engage with the teacher so the teacher can engage and gauge how well the students are actually grasping the concepts in this during this virtual instruction. So students actually need to, and these are the ways that I have seen it. I've seen students respond via the chat. They can do the public chat or the private chat directly to the teacher, just in case they think their answer might be wrong or off base, they can send it privately to the teacher. I've seen the thumbs up. I've seen a whiteboard where you can put your answer on the whiteboard. And then of course, there's the open response where a teacher asks for information and the students can just respond like we're responding here in this webinar. So students must engage during the virtual classes. Additionally, I talked about attendance. We do not have enough students logging in daily to every class. I go to a couple of classes and I know one student is in one class, and when I observe the next class and that student happens to be on the same roster and that student doesn't show up for that class, happen if they attended period 1, but they missed their period 3 class and we are at home. We're doing distance learning from home. How are we late to class? There's no transition period where we get lost in the restroom or we get lost somewhere else. So we need to make sure, and parents, I'm asking you to make sure that your students are logged on for the duration of the virtual period. So not enough students are logging on to class daily or to every class. They do not get to pick and choose the classes that they want to log into. They need to log on for the entire period. Unless the teacher assigns asynchronous learning, then there's different ways they can do that. Put them into breakouts, put them in the waiting room, but they need to be logged on during the class period. Also, some things that we've encountered was incorrect home information. So you can also use Schoology to correct anything that needs to be correct as far as a phone number or address. We've sent you information and we still get returned mail. And we want to make sure that we have access to you just as much as you have access to us. Next steps, reach out. I'm gonna ask again, parents, please, email the teachers. If you can't figure it out from the Schoology platform, go to our website, go to our staff or our contact, and you can click on the teacher's name and you can send an email by clicking on that teacher's name. Any questions you have, when you get this 10-week grade report card, that's a time to reach out to the teacher to say, has my child been attending? And if that teacher says, no, my child hasn't, you guys can look at the Schoology attendance right then and there and maybe do some reconciliation with the Schoology attendance. Also, again, I'm gonna ask that you access the services that we provide. I just talked to you about attendance. I talked to you about counseling. I've shown you some of the resources that we offer and provide. Please, we ask that you actually access it. We have probably something close to 12 or 13 different types of college support programs. All of them should be full. All of them should be ringing off the hook. All of them should have full inboxes of emails, because we know that the goal is to graduate and provide college access. So please, we ask that whatever services we have, we want you to access those services. And finally, make sure your child is attending class and completing assignments. As I said with my 3, I can go on to Schoology. I can go on to Google Classroom for the teachers that use it. I can see what is submitted, what is still due, what's coming up, and I can tell just at a glance. I don't even have to read. I can tell at a glance what's turned in and what's still due. And it's just that simple. With that, remind you again, COVID testing to return, part of the steps to return to full access to the campus is everyone must be tested before they return to campus. So if anybody is planning on coming to campus, you got to get tested. If any student is going to come to campus, they're going to be tested. My staff, as they return, they're going to be tested. So once again, just a reminder for that. Again, I'm going to take a time or an opportunity to open it up to my staff and maybe respond to any questions or to fill in any gaps that I may have left out.
Well, Dr. Gaston, what I would like to say, hi everybody, again, this is Miss Karima Mama Dorsey. Thank you for reiterating how important it is to go to www.dorseydons.org and how all of the resources are there. And as a parent, I truly appreciate the importance that the importance that you stressed on parents being involved in checking to make sure that their kids are in class and are logging on and communicating with the teachers like that. And also, we would like to reiterate that on Fridays from 11 to 12, Ms. Paredes and I will be available for any concerns that you might have. So please let us know about that. And parents, please take advantage of all the programs that Dorsey offers. I had 2 kids that graduated from Dorsey, and they were able to get scholarships and get in the schools that they wanted to because of Dorsey and because of the participation and because of the love of the staff. We really care about your students. Your babies are our babies, and we are here to help. And we have so much to offer. And also, I wanted to let the parents know that there is a food giveaway today at the Los Angeles Sentinel, which is on 39th and Crenshaw. So please take advantage of that. And please take advantage of the programs that we have. And everything that Dr. Gaston has said, if you follow that, our babies will succeed. And we have everything at Dorsey. And that LA Promise program, that is so exciting and so relevant. Dr. Gaston, thank you for allowing them to be at our school and participate with our babies, because we all need the help. And please stay safe. I'm not sure if anyone else has anything else to say. I was looking over my notes. I feel kind of weird doing this too, because usually we're in front of the parents and we're interacting, getting food, having a break, you know, and things, but we have to be able to deal with this assignment, the new way of life.
I think there's some, there might be some questions in the chat, so okay. I'm going to answer one if I see it. If somebody else would look at the chat. Okay. I know some of you guys are responding, so thank you, Ms. Oni. I saw a response to a chat question from you, and I'm going to respond to that also. If you guys can check the chat, parents, put your questions in the chat, and we'll try to respond to them immediately. But one of the questions that I saw was about, again, on attendance. So if your child comes in late, well, we know we're asking everyone come on time, but if your child comes in late and then isn't getting credit for attendance, you can reach out to the teacher you can also send an email to the teacher to make sure that your child gets credit for the attendance. The teacher does take attendance. 2 or 3 of the teachers that I observed, teachers took attendance at the beginning of the class and then took attendance again at the end, because I talked to you earlier about some of the students logging on and then blanking out and then logging off of the class just so they can get the attendance. So our teachers are taking attendance twice. Some of our teachers are taking attendance twice. So for that class, you might want to make sure your child stays for the duration of the class to get attendance, also to log in on time. But I also want to note that technology is not perfect. So let me clear up a pathway for attendance. The district and we are asking that you log on to the Zoom by way of Schoology. You might have the teacher's access code to go directly through Zoom, but we want you to, each student to log into Schoology and attend each class through the Schoology link provided to the student. And well, why can't I just log onto Zoom and go to join, put in the meeting ID and put in the password and go to class there? My teacher sees me, my teacher gives me credit. Well, there is at least 2 ways of attendance is occurring that I know of. The first way is the teacher can go in and take attendance. The second way is an electronic signature. You may not have known. That's why we want students to go through Schoology. When you log into Schoology, that child has created an electronic signature for in-seat attendance. So when you use the school's authorized Schoology link, you get the teacher's credit because the teacher took roll, but you get an electronic credit, and we are trying to get them to match up. What happens is if you go in through Zoom and you don't go in through our portal, there is no electronic signature. Although the student attended the class, sat there the whole time, there is no electronic signature. So what happens is the teacher marks the student credit, but the electronic signature doesn't match, and you may still get a phone call saying your child did not attend, although you're standing at your child, standing over your child, you're watching your child participate in class. That electronic signature did not match what the teacher put in, and we want them to match because it's not a you thing, it's a state thing. The state is trying to ensure that the attendance we are submitting is the actual attendance, because I told you earlier how important attending class is. And they don't want a situation where we mark for attendance, but we can't verify that the student actually was there just because we marked a bubble like we used to do when we're marking bubbles in a hand roll book. So again, it's important that all students attend class through Schoology. What happens? Schoology breaks. Schoology goes out. Schoology kicks you off. So many people go on. Schoology is running slow, and then we go in through Zoom, and then the teacher's attendance and the electronic signature does not match, and you might get that phone call. We want it to match so we can prove to the state, yes, the teacher to verify that student actually attended, and that's because of the state. If they don't see a reconciliation, they withdraw money from us. No argument, just no money.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that I want to say to, there is some Spanish speaking people, si tienen alguna pregunta, el señor Malta siempre está dispuesto a ayudarles. Miss Tali, que está en la oficina de consejeros, y cuando yo estoy en el centro de padres, también pueden llamarme y preguntarme. Si acaso no sé la pregunta, yo voy con ellos y cualquiera de ellos dos pueden ayudarles a los padres. I just says that they can call Mr. Malta, Miss Tali, or they can call me. And if I don't know the answer, I can go with them and to help them. Any question that they have, the Spanish speaking people. Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you, Ms. Paredes, and thank you to all the parents that are attending. And Ms. Bouchard wanted to say something to our parents at this time.
Mr. Malta, did you want to share your screen and show the website?
Yes. So this is our website is updated. I'm still working a few details here and there, but you can always come to the website, dorseydons.org, to take a look at the online bell schedule. As you can see, next week's schedule is already posted. We try to have this, what we call buttons, to link all the meetings, such as this one and the credit recovery later on. So parents have the ability to just click and it will take them to the Zoom meeting or the webinar. We also have the COVID testing for all students to make an appointment. There, you probably heard, the district has been calling and sending messages. I did as well. We do have a marquee in our website. And then here are the useful links. We try to make it a one-stop website where you are able to get requests for technical support, requests for your pen, if you need a textbook, if you want to talk to the deans, if you want to talk to the counselors, it's just a click away. For seniors, there's the virtual college office, and we have the information regarding attendance. For those of you that were trying to inquire about attendance, we do have the information on what to do. We also have the parent portal information in our website, how to log in into the parent portal. And for those of you that are still having issues or trying to sign in, if you haven't created an account, there's a video that shows you how to create a parent portal account. So all you have to do is click on it and there is a video that should pop up. For students that need help with Schoology, Ms. Broussard created a video. So everything is here. If you want to change your password, we have links. So all the information that you need is there. If you click on the parent icon or button, it will take you to the Parent Center website, which we updated with a couple of things. We have the links to the parent portal as well as the video as well. We have some updates from the district regarding opening the school again. We have some secondary tips to help the students at home, secondary instructional foci for local district West. So if you want to get a hold of one of our faculty staff members, you can always go to that faculty staff page and then click on the little envelope and that should send a message to the teachers. But as Dr. Gaston was saying, it is best if you do everything through the website, dorseydons.org, and through the parent portal. The parent portal has all the information that you need. If the child was absent, the parent portal will tell you exactly which period the student was marked absent, and you can contact the teachers directly from the parent portal. So that's why it's very important for everyone to sign up for that parent portal.
Thank you so much, Mr. Malta. I love our website, and I love how you have that the picture and it says click here, and it's like, you can really see it. It's really interactive. And thank you, Ms. Bouchard, for that video. And I'm not sure. This is my first time, so is it time for us to go, or what's next? Parents, you know how I am. It's all raw. It's like Saturday Night Live, y'all. So just bear with us.
I do see Jennifer Smith, one of our attendees, has a hand up. I'm not sure if she wants to maybe drop her question in the chat and one of us can answer. I just don't want her to think we don't recognize her. We see you, right. We're just not sure what you want or what question you may need.
Oh, she said that Dr. Gaston has to sing into Zoom and stuff next time.
You know what? I might be more comfortable doing it here at home.
But Miss Bouchard, I did see a question from Miss. Oh, she said, "Are all students wearing masks all day in class?" That was one of her questions.
Yeah, thank you. Somebody responded to that in the chat, and that's a good
I see.
question.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. The district is still working out all of the details on what it's going to look like, and probably go out on a limb and guess that we will be wearing protective equipment, i.e. masks and anything else. How is it actually going to look? We don't know yet. The one thing that we are sure of is that before anybody returns, everyone needs to be tested. And that testing period has started now. You either got a text message or an email from the district or a phone call from the district. So the testing period has started. We want to have 100% testing. Now, what it's going to look like specifically on school campus, that is still being worked out. You can probably guess it'll be masks, at least for a period of time.
There was a question regarding senior portraits and IDs. We are almost ready with that. We have Photorama that is going to come in, and I believe it's going to be the second week of November. So we are just giving everybody enough time. Photorama is going to send us the information, and we will send it to everybody. So there's enough time for the seniors to make their appointments for the senior portraits with Photorama, and it will follow with the picture IDs.
So are there any other questions that we haven't answered, or are we done? Or because I'm looking at the chat, you know, so I just want to make sure that all the questions were answered and the parents feel okay and good. Oh, and also parents, if you could let us know if you like the parent meetings on Saturdays or during the week. The next one in November will be done during the week in the evening, but please let us know what you would prefer.
Miss Bouchard, hello?
Yes.
I think maybe you should mention that the meeting that we are having on Tuesday, please.
Sure. Yes. So we are having our ELAC meeting on Tuesday. We will be training our officers. So I don't see any of our ELAC officers in this meeting, but we did send out an email about that last week. And then also maybe a little mention of AP testing. So we've had so many students come to school to pay for their AP test, which has been fabulous. And so make sure that you're looking, yeah, I know students who have paid with us being off campus and then coming on, we think that maybe they just want something to do. So they're coming to pay for their AP test, but that's okay. We're happy about that. So there will be one more opportunity. So please make sure that you look out for that call. We'll send a Connect Ed message with that date and time soon. We are not taking the AP tests until May. This is just where we order the AP tests and we pay for them. And then the students will take the test in May.
Okay, thank you.
All right, close us out, Ms. Carimo, Ms. Paredes.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful parents of Dorsey High School. One thing we always say, well, first of all, we want to say thank you for taking time out on this Saturday to be with us. It's been wonderful. I feel good about it. We're all sending hugs. I know after the meetings, we usually talk another 30 minutes, but that doesn't happen, I don't think, anymore. But we did get to answer your question. Oh God, it's so different. But we truly care and love you. We're here to support our babies and you. Remember, www.dorseydons.org. That is the place to come and just get everything that you need. And Ms. Paredes, did you want to say something? And then we're going to say at the end, we just can't hide that Dorsey pride. Ms. Paredes, would you like to say something?
Yes, one more thing that I want to say is about for the parents to visit the parent portal. It's lots of information there that you can use, and we can share it with you. Please, whenever you can, just look at it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And staff, 1, 2, 3. You just
Just
Bye.
Dorsey
Dorsey
cried.
Okay, parents, stay safe.
Have a nice
Yeah.
weekend.
Soon.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Ms. Bouchard.